Hey everybody, Thacia here with Legacy of Light in conjunction with One Love Wellness Center here in Menasha, Wisconsin, coming to you for one of my 365 days from my heart to yours. And today just wanted to talk about our shadow selves and that we all have them. And sometimes they come out in projection, how we judge those around us, how we judge the things we don't like, we see in others, is because we are denying ourselves that this shadow exists. Because I'm not like that. That person is. And the greatest injustice that we can do to ourselves is to not admit that the shadow self exists. It's literally like seeing your shadow, or these shadows that are going on right here, and saying, "Oh, that doesn't exist. Oh, no, that's not me. It's a reflection of something else. It's not me." What we resist will persist. And we cannot become whole and see our divine essence when we deny this shadow self, when we deny the existence because it's too ugly, it's too harsh, it's too manipulative, it's too hurtful, it's too gross, it's not good enough, it's not intelligent enough. How can we thrive and be balanced without knowing this part of ourselves, without accepting these parts of ourselves, without loving these parts of ourselves? Because they are us. And they're needing to be loved and accepted. And these parts start at such a young age. And it's a response for the ego to keep you safe, so that you don't get hurt. It's a response that starts out of, traumatic experiences, or any type of experience that go against, that childlike joy and wonder. It's anything that stops that we start to create these shadow selves out of protection for ourselves. So we need to look at these parts and accept them and love them and and integrate them into who we are, to be our best divine expression, to be able to share and to relate to somebody, to help them heal. Maybe from something that you've healed from, that you've gone through forgiveness for yourself and for the other parties involved in whatever the event was. And to be able to look at that situation and say that you are grateful for the chance to become a better you. A version of your divine expression that understands and loves and can relate to other people in your life, on your path. And it may not even be people with the same situation, but for mine, it was a lot of years of first not knowing, why I was angry, why I had all these defense mechanisms built up, why I began drinking, doing drugs and whatever else at the age of 11. And some of it I knew, but it wasn't until recently that I fully found out when it all began. And, I look back at some of the times and think, if I would have found out, 10 years ago, how would I have dealt with that? I probably would have just continued on my path of self-destruction because I wouldn't have known the things that I know now. And I didn't uncover this piece of information until I had already started, doing some actual shadow work for myself. And, other type of, work on myself and the things that I thought were unworthy. And to be able to look at that situation and to go into that situation, within a meditation and find out that, at the age of 3, that I began being molested. And to be able to look at that situation now and forgive that person and, forgive myself and to forgive myself for all the pain that I caused everyone else around me for many years. Because of my pain. And to have compassion for those people. that violated me and took away my entire childhood. Because they were hurting. They were in pain. And they were covering up their shadow self. And to forgive myself for taking so long to quit abusing myself, to love myself. And if you figure that happened at 3, and I'm now, next month, going to be 42, that's a lot of years. I probably figured it out. I think it's been about a year. It's all kind of melds into this space. Like, time over the last couple years has been a little jumbled and amazing. But that is a lot of years being in pain, and you know, some of those people that violated me, I don't even know if they will ever be out of their pain. And so I have this compassion to share, because even that thought of that person who violated me makes me sad that they are still in pain. And that, I know, is the power of forgiveness. Because without forgiveness, without accepting these shadow parts of ourselves, there is no compassion. We can't truly see how divine we are until we realize the balance between the dark and the light within us. And to make a continual effort of acceptance, of forgiveness. It's not a one-time thing. Some say it's a daily practice. The act of forgiving. And this balancing between the shadow self and the light self, whatever you want to call it, the divine, it's all divine. But that is the beauty of this, is that you embrace the darkness. You embrace the things that you don't necessarily like. You embrace the things that you are judging in others, because once you realize that your judgments of others are you denying that your darkness exists, you can integrate them faster into who you are, because you will recognize and you can say, I love you. Thank you. I forgive you. I'm sorry. And it's all part of who we are, our divine essence. As I've said so many times, we are eternally adored, and not because you did or didn't do anything. It's because you are. I am that. It's integrating the dark with the light, and knowing that it's all part of you. It's all beautiful. It's my little dragon buddy. One of my kids brought back from Japan. But this is the dark and the light melding together, being one, being one with yourself and the universe at large, sharing your divine expression that you came here to share. But it must be the light embraced the dark, the two coming together to be one, and to love every part of it. So love the parts that maybe seem frustrating. That maybe take away things from your life that you don't want to take away. Embrace every moment, every emotion for your positive growth. Your shadow self is going to give you your greatest asset. And we have so many masks that we put on at different times. And ultimately, you know, we have one great main mask that we seem to put on the most. But the balancing of that one great mask is your greatest asset. And in doing some of this shadow work, I had come to find out that mine was fear. And lots of it. Over everything. Fear of not succeeding, fear of succeeding, fear of the dark, fear of not being good enough. fear of never having a relationship that would last. Fear of disappointing those that I love. The list just goes on and on and on. And this fear mask would just come on and disguise itself all sorts of ways. So I didn't know that it was fear keeping me from being me. Because it's not going to just come out and tell you that it's there. Let you know that you're putting it on. Because it doesn't want to be found out. It's there for what your ego thinks is your protection. To keep you safe. But in the end, the other mask that I could meld with this shadow mask of fear, was love. And truly, love conquers all, it mends all, and it is all. Because all we are is love. And it can love all of these fears. It can love that mask. And it can assist that mask and let it know it's going to be okay. We can try this. We might fail, but we can get right back up. Remember all those other times you got up? Remember, you are light. You don't have to be afraid of the dark. You are a being of light. So when you walk into the darkness, you shed light on the darkness. These are the things that the love mask has assisted me in. And helping with this mask of fear that has kept me from so many places and things that I've wanted to do in my life. But it's okay. Because I know now that I can integrate that shadow self into me and love all those parts and accept them and not run from them. So know that when you're seeking wholeness, that you need to face the shadows. And know that we all have them. And that within the shadow lie our greatest assets. Our greatest gifts to share with humanity come from these shadows, from the darkness. And our perception of that light and dark. And how love can conquer all of that. And bring you to such a beautiful place of knowing that you are eternally adored and loved, no matter what. And to be grateful of those situations that we thought we couldn't survive or we couldn't forgive. Because when you do, is when your beauty shines through. And just take it, one mask at a time, one issue at a time, and just know, if you feel judgment, that's the part that you are longing to recognize and integrate into yourself. A part that has been denied from you. And it's okay. Just don't pass judgment on yourself about, why did this take so long or anything. Just know that it's being brought forward to you for you to integrate. So, I love you all. And you have questions, comments, in the description of the video, there's other ways that you can get a hold of me if you're interested. And just know that you are loved. And that I love you. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you. And just send you blessings on your journey.